10 fragrances I wear when I want to smell better than everybody else in the room. Let's get it. What's up, YouTube? It is Darren. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. Of course, on this channel, we talk about fragrances as well as fashion. So if you love looking good and smelling great, consider subscribing to the channel and also make sure you hit the bell icon as well. That way you get notified anytime I upload new content on the channel. Guys, you are going to be seeing me drink my tea today because I am having some vocal challenges. I don't know what's going on, but you know, hopefully this hot tea and ginger will help me to kind of get this all sorted out. So I'm going to tell you in advance, just kind of bear with me today, okay? So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 fragrances that I wear when I just want to smell better than anybody else in the room. Now, I do understand this could be a matter of my opinion, but what I'm saying is these fragrances that I'm going to have on the list today are kind of unique fragrances. So they're not the typical freshies that most guys are going to be wearing. These fragrances have some depth and some character to them. So when I'm going to be in an environment where I'm going to be surrounded by a lot of people and I want to be the best smelling guy in the room, these are 10 fragrances that I reach for. So if you want to see what's on the list today, then you guys know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. Yeah.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now, the first fragrance up on the list today, this fragrance is from the house of Christian Dior, and it's this one right here, Bois d'Argent. Bois d'Argent. This fragrance is so sexy, man, and it smells very sophisticated and upscale. And those are the kind of fragrances that I like to reach for when I'm going to an event where I need to dress to impress, and again, when I want to be the best smelling guy in the room. Now, this fragrance does feature the note of iris, which a lot of guys can sometimes feel like is a little bit feminine, but it has nice, rich, dark notes of woods. You have some myrrh in here, you have some leather, musk. So again, it really helps to kind of neutralize that iris and not push it to being a fragrance that would be considered to be a more feminine scent. And the stuff just smells very elegant. At the end of the day, like I said, I know nobody else is going to be wearing this fragrance. So when I want to put on and I want to smell better than anybody else in the room, this is one of the fragrances I reach for from the house of Christian Dior. This is Bois d'Argent. Next fragrance up on the list, this one is from the house of Creed. And this one is very elegant as well. This is called Royal Oud. Royal Oud. If you were to ask me when I first started collecting fragrances and you lined up all the fragrances from the house of Creed, this probably would have been one of my least favorites. But now that I've matured in my fragrance journey, if you want to call it that, this has become one of my absolute favorite Creed fragrances. Now, it says Royal Oud, and there is oud here, so it's a light oud. It's not over the top, so I think this is what we would refer to as a wearable oud. But this fragrance is just so magnetic, man. It has very spicy in the top. There's some pink pepper. You definitely get this very spicy kick in the opening of the fragrance. It's fresh at the same time, and that's what I like about this scent. You don't oftentimes find oud fragrances that are also fresh. And that's something that I like about this one. So it has the oud, but it also has cedar wood. And you get more of the cedar than the oud in this fragrance, but that's okay because for the way that this fragrance is constructed and how Creed normally does fresh fragrances, it's a fresh oud, and that's something that I like. And you can never go wrong with that, especially when you're going to be out and about and around a lot of people. So again, another fragrance that I put on when I want to smell better than anybody else in the room is this one from the house of Creed, and this is Royal Oud. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list comes from the house of Bond No. 9. I've talked about this fragrance a lot on the channel for good reason, and this one is Bond No. 9's New York Oud. Another oud fragrance. Again, a lot of guys that you know, are not really heavily into fragrances, don't really mess with oud. So wearing oud itself a lot of times is going to kind of set you apart. But this fragrance right here from bond number 9, man, so sensual, so elegant at the same time. And that's what I love about it. It has plum, saffron, and oud as some of the main notes in this, as well as musk. And guys, it just works. Again, I feel very elegant. I feel very put together. And again, I feel like when I wear this, nobody else that around me is going to smell like this. So another one that I wear when I want to smell better than everybody else that I'm going to be in the room with is this one from the House of Bond number 9. And again, this is New York Oud. All right, guys, this next fragrance is definitely one that's going to have you standing out. This fragrance has the name masculine in the name of the fragrance, and this is 100% a masculine fragrance. Well, I actually have had a very much a love-hate relationship with this fragrance, and now it's leaning more towards that love. This one comes from the house of Clive Christian, and this is Clive Christian X. Clive Christian X. Listen, this is a masculine fragrance. It's not going to be for everybody, but man, the more I wear this, the more I experience or experiment with this fragrance, the more I love it. And if you're going to be stepping out, you're going to be in the midst of a lot of people, this is the kind of fragrance that you want to have on, especially if it's an event or a setting where you're going to have to be dressed to impress. This right here is going to have you standing out, and nobody else is going to smell like you. Now, this fragrance has list notes like pineapple and bergamot. I don't get any of that in this scent. I get some of the rhubarb, but the more masculine kind of notes, the vetiver, the styrax, the labdanum, the leather, vanilla, you'll pick that up in this scent. And again, it's just a very, very, very well put together kind of fragrance. Again, the kind that you would wear when you want to smell better than everybody else in the room. So guys, check this one out from the house of Clive Christian. This is Clive Christian X. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list. This fragrance is one that you wear when you're going to one of those events where you have to pay for your plate, and it's over $50, $75. You know, those kind of those old special invitation kind of banquet type situations, and you're going to be amongst the elite of the elite. If you still want to stand out and smell better than anybody else in that room, this is one that I recommend from the house of Roger Parfums. This is DIAGHILEV. This one is called DIAGHILEV. This is a kind of modern fruity chypre. That's the way that I would describe this scent. It is very bright in the opening. You have some lemon, some lime, peach, bergamot. So you get that fruitiness in the opening. Again, keeps it kind of fresh. And then when it dries down, of course, all the classic elements that make up a nice chypre fragrance. You have some oak moss in here. You have some leather in here. You know, again, just a perfect scent to wear if you want to dress to impress and be the best smelling guy in the room and stand out. Again, I know this is expensive, so if you can sample it, sample it. But if you like those more classic, more traditional smelling fragrances, I think this is one that you'll enjoy. So check it out from the house of Roger Parfums. Again, this one is called DIAGHILEV. All right, guys, and one of the next fragrances that I have on this list that I love to turn to in these type scenarios is from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this one is called Oud Satin Oud. Sometimes I really feel like words aren't adequate when it comes to describing this fragrance, and I sincerely mean that because it's so good. It's so good. You have rose, of course you have oud. You have a little bit of powderiness that comes into this one as well from violet. It's just the right amount. You have some benzoin in here as well, and a little bit of vanilla to give it just a hint of sweetness. This is just the perfect fragrance. This is just the perfect fragrance. One of my favorites. Definitely deserves to be on a list like this. So guys, check this one out as well from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is called Oud Satin Oud. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, I call it, this is a very arrogant fragrance. I'll just tell you, this is an arrogant fragrance because it's so bold and so daring, and it's like, when you wear it, it's like, I don't care that this fragrance is bold and daring and that you smell it, because I just know that I smell good and I smell different and nobody else smells like me. That's the best way for me to kind of wrap this fragrance up with a bow. This one comes from the house of Louis Vuitton, and this is OMBRÉ NOMAD. OMBRÉ NOMAD. Oud, rose, raspberry, incense, birch. This thing is super smoky. This is not going to be for everybody, but I again will tell you, if you wear this the right way, and you have to wear this one because this one will wear you if you don't wear it. When you wear this one and you come into the presence of people and you have that confidence, this just takes that whole vibe to the next level, man. So this is one that I love to wear again when I just want to smell different. I want to smell unique. I want to smell better than everybody else in the room. I like to grab this one from the house of Louis Vuitton. Again, this is called Ombre Nomad. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list is an absolutely stunning fragrance. And this one comes from the house of Boiss de Victorious, and this is called Chariot. This is called Chariot, and what I love about this is a very unique rose oud combination. And I know there's been a lot of rose oud fragrances on this list. That's just what I like. And again, I will say, to me, just not a lot of guys want to venture into wearing rose. And so that's one of the elements about rose oud fragrances that I love, because I always tell you guys the perfect way to offset a fragrance that may be considered unisex or maybe leaning even a little bit feminine, wear a suit. And I'm in a suit a lot, so these type fragrances work for me. And again, I know a lot of guys aren't going to choose these fragrances, but Chariot, back to Chariot, the opening, lime, apple, black currant. So again, you have that kind of fruity, bright opening to this scent. And it's really, at its core, a rose oud fragrance. That's really what this is at the core, but it is very light. The oud is very light because it's really offset by this beautiful floral heart in this fragrance that consists of jasmine, freesia, ylang ylang, rose. And again, so it really works to those floral notes to offset the oud, really calm it down. So this is actually a rose oud fragrance that I can wear when it's warm outside. And that's what I love about it. Most of these other ones are really more so, in my opinion, for cold weather, whereas this one, I could wear it any time of the year. This is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, blended to perfection. So check this one out, guys, from the house of Boiss de Victorious. This one is called Chariot. All right, guys, and next up on the list, you can't have a list like this without this fragrance on it, in my humble opinion. This one is from the house of OMBRÉ, and this one is called Jubilation 25. This is just a fragrance. You just smell rich when you wear this stuff, okay? That's just what it is. Let's just call it what it is. When you wear Jubilation 25, you just smell rich and well put together. This one has blackberry, it has cloves in it, it has immortelle, it has a Papanax in here, you have honey, you have blackberry, just an amazing scent, a little bit of incense as well. And again, when you talk about elegant fragrances, you talk about occasions where you want to smell different. You want to smell better than everybody else or different from everybody else. And that's another way to say it. This is the kind of fragrance that you reach for, man. Because again, I guarantee you nobody else is going to be smelling like Jubilation 25. So get this in your life. It's from the house of OMBRÉ, one of my favorites in this kind of category or genre. Again, this is called Jubilation 25. All right, guys, and last but not least on this list, this one's just in the proper place because this is what you end a list like this with. You guys know what this is. This is not Portrait of a Man, although that could have been on this list. But guys, this one right here, man, this is Straight to Heaven Extreme from by Kilian. And I won't talk about it much because I've talked about it enough on this channel. If you can, just get it in your life, guys. Again, this one is from the house of by Kilian. And again, this is called Straight to Heaven Extreme. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope my voice wasn't too bad. I got through it. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. You don't have to watch what you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you share these videos out to some other folks that can use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.